Alright, job number one if you're gonna live here. I gotta get a bathroom working. I got the drain cleared. I gotta see how bad this is. I know the faucet leaks in the bathtub. This has been leaking. There's no seal on the toilet for a while. So I started cutting this up a little bit. And as you can see, it's been wet under here for, let's just say, some time. This whole floor is shot. I gotta see how bad it's gonna be, how far I gotta go. Probably gonna have to pull the whole thing out, everything out. Just a matter how far back. Being that the way this is built, they build the outer frame of the mobile home. They roll a piece of carpet down from one side all the way to the other. And then they build the interior walls, stick them right on top of the carpet. So in order to move the carpet, you got to cut it right along the edges or knock the walls out. So, since this is basically a temporary place I'm going to live for a while, I got to see how far I'm going to go. But, jeez. I'll need the rest of this pulled up in here and see what I'll be doing tomorrow. Okay, so there's actually some good news. I was thinking I was going to be dealing with just metal frames and trying to figure out how to put some floor joists in between the metal frames, and it appears that originally there were some 2x6s, so that's good. I can pull this floor out of here pretty much, put some new 2x6s in here, sister them on in here, rebuild the frame for this floor. This is interesting. This is what the bathtub looks like. It's got some leaks in there, so that's just probably contributed to all this. That's weird. That little tiny bathtub they stick in there. Huh. I have to think about that one. Gotta keep in mind this is temporary. And very nice. The washing machine just dumps right down into the ground. Lovely. Keeps it nice and moist under there. Just what you want. So I'm taking all the vents off. All the ductwork's crap underneath this thing, insulation, so window shakers it is. If anybody really want to put something in, they could put the mini split in, which has the head units that go up inside and a condenser on the outside, and none of this to the floor nonsense. That's old technology. Anyway, I don't know how far I'm going to go today, but you can see where that section is going to come out. And I don't know. I may just leave that in there. If I can find a cross member back here somewhere, maybe there. I'll pull this one up, cut this all the way across. If I can get away with just replacing this section in here, I'll do that, and then fix the leaks in the bathtub over there. Jeez, that thing's nasty. Oh well, we'll keep at it and plugging away. Okay, so I'm cutting back. Basically, I found a cross member looking through the hole of that crap. Cut it down here, halfway across. Evened it out over here. Now I'm removing this useless piece of crap, this new duct, which here was the last outlet. And this is like dead air running all the way up into the end here for some stupid reason, instead of just bringing it right up. Anyway, I'm ripping that out. I'd be careful when I start tearing this out, because the drain line was under there. Pulling this out so I can put the cross member here. Won't leave it there. Put another one up back here. Definitely going to put one back up in there, and then I'm going to support that commode there, other than it just sitting on its plastic pipe. So when I put the plywood up on it, it'll be attached to plywood. The plywood will be sitting on top of a stringer, a joist. So that'll be nice and strong. I get big fat people can sit on the toilet and not fall through the floor. Anyway, alright, so I'm ripping through this. And probably gonna rip that other piece out of there. Yeah, we'll see what's left. It's all kind of crappy over there too. I may just sister another one on top of that. Make this to be the strongest place in the house instead of a case of a tornado. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm trying to sister this one 2x6 all the way back. As far back as I can go. There's another cross member back there. Carry it all the way out here as far as I can. It's not going to end up there. It's got to go back quite a ways, but so I'm trying to get in here and this is in the way. So I ripped this other piece out of here. So I find these little ridiculous screws in here. I don't know what the hell this is. Who the hell would put that in there like that? You started to have the right idea. I don't know what the hell these are. Just something to screw that down to, I guess. As you can see, I'm knocking the duct out of the way, so I got to get this out of the way so I can pick that up, get it slid back up under there in place. Now that I got it all open, who knows, maybe I might have put a long one in there. Anyway, not a happy camper right at this moment, but we're working our way there. Okay, for those of you having plumbing problems in an old mobile home, just figured I'd do a little quick video. I learned some things this time, and this one's about 50 years old. The typical mobile home plumbing pipes run down here. This sink had plugged up, flushed the toilet, backed up into the bathtub. Really wasn't sure how this whole thing went. I managed to pull the toilet and get it snaked out. You wouldn't really want to see that. It was not pretty. But I'm having to redo the floor anyway because this was all rotted out. So this is just a quick rundown if you've never seen how these work, and it helps to know how they work if you're going to try to clear them up. So sink drains down in there. It's got a vent at the top, which is what I tried to snake down. Which actually should have worked, I don't know, because the line comes down to the floor, dumps into this main. This is the main waste for the toilet. It's got a little hole in the side, which runs out down there. On the other side is another little hole, which is the one that runs to the pipe, runs up the P-trap. There's another vent at the top of that, and it runs down in here. So theoretically, when I had that snake, should have gone down there and cleared this out, but it did not. The other pipe running here is the washing machine drain, which in my case got a cracked elbow, but that's open from the back. There's another opening on the other side over there to get the other plumbing. I had stuck some pipes into the ground to bypass that because it was leaking. Anyway, so this is the main deal. Here's your main waste line and all the other lines in the bathroom tap into that. What the heck, we'll give you a little show here. So when that sink runs, here it comes out of that. Okay. And for some reason this bathtub runs really slow. And it'll fill the bathtub before it starts. And there it comes out of that one. Yeah, stuff in there. I wonder what's in there. That drain clean in there. Maybe that's why it's still plugged up. Maybe there's still something in there. There's stuff coming through there. Oh, I guess I'm just going to let that run for a little bit. See what that'll flush out of it. Anyway, that's about it. That's how your plumbing is hooked up. So if it's plugged up, basically you have to pull the toilet and take that, and that'll clear all these lines. Laundry running into there, same thing. You might have trouble eventually. All the lint and stuff that comes out of the washing machine may end up plugging up in there too. So anyway, just a quick little shot. Most people don't get to see what the plumbing actually looks like underneath the floor and everything. So there you go. Well, this is basically what opening up the can of worms is like. So starting on the bathroom over here, I've got this pretty nicely framed out in here. I'm still gonna have to go over here and do something here, so it's not too far from having a toilet on it. But before I put this last piece in, I wanted to take a look on this side, because if you look at this, it's kind of odd. Ugh. So this and this are level. These are level, but just at a different height, so I got to bring this up. Weird, this is level to that, which means this board is down compared to that board over there. But then I get out here and I notice these were not sitting on anything. This whole thing droops. Does it droop? Actually, it's level, look at that. But it's not level compared to what? Is it level? That's not too bad. But there's no support, and I end up having to rip off the end plate because there's nothing there. So this thing, what supports the door frame and everything, there's nothing there. Of course there's nothing there now, I just ripped it out of it. So what started out is simply framing the floor so I could get the toilet in here, turn into this whole section. I want to check in here because this is where the washer dryer sits. It's a lot of weight, and I want to make sure that's solid. See that whole thing? This wall, of course, is just sitting on top of everything. None of these inside walls even need to be here. They're all non-structural, as the trailer itself is supported on both ends. So now I got to come in and put an end plate over here. Get something for the deck to attach to. I gotta get all this crap off of here now. Trying to save this frame right to there. That's where I want to put everything. Put a new 2x6 across all the way if I could manage that. And the hits just keep on coming. Hope to have had this done in a couple of days. Oh well, keep plugging away. Alright, so it's sort of like making a puzzle. You want to build a puzzle? All the pieces have to go in the right order. This is most of the parts just laying in place. I still got to get in here and make sure there's a joist under that bathtub, because I don't want that falling through. But that's coming to the end. That's about the last thing I have to do. This is like a can of worms. Back in the helicopter structural repair business, I'd come up with a phrase, a saying. Let's see if I can remember. It was, the art of helicopter structural repair is taking parts from various sources and modifying them to meet a set of seemingly ever-changing pre-existing conditions. As in, you could take new parts that were factory drilled and they would not fit another matching part. I don't know what the deal with the jigs was. The point is, I only came in here to fix this floor so the toilet wouldn't fall through. But in order to do that, you have to keep moving over a little bit and a little bit more, and then this is crap, and then look at the joists under it and they're crap, and then there's no header over here, no joist at the edge, so this all collapsed in. So I started over there, and that was level, and built a level floor, which you can see over here, it's going to stick up a bit, which makes no sense, but the reason I know it's level is correct here because there are beams, main beams that run along here, and then there's a little I don't know what you'd call it, just a little mini beam, and you put a 2x6 on top of that and it matches basically close to where the base plates are here. In this case, the base plate actually sticks down a little bit, so I had to butt up against it and I may have to get on the outside of that and support that. But for now, I got a nice sturdy floor. Now you walk in here, the washer and dryer is going to be sitting right there. I don't have to worry about those falling through. This part will not be squeaking once I get it glued and screwed. Hopefully I never have to get in there. The plumbing's all in here. The main drain line goes down there, goes out there. Now I know all that is. I certainly hope I don't have to go underneath this thing and mess with any of that. I got a leaky spout, but it's just a spout. One thing wild about 50-year-old mobile homes, take this out, baby, you're not going to find iron pipe in any mobile homes now. So generally this would all be cheap plastic, and you try to take the spout off, you would snap it off in the wall or something like that here. So that's looking good. I'm going to probably change to a 4-prong plug. This is just a crap wall. Like I said, this whole thing is, every wall in here is non-structural. They build this thing, once the roof's on it and the sidewall's on it, they lay a piece of carpet from one end to the other. And then they build the walls on top of them. It's bizarro. That's exactly the way it's set up. Anyway, so I'm going to pull up that last piece over here. Do whatever repairs, I'll pull those two. Do whatever repairs I'm going to do up under there, and then I'm going to put it in the proper order, because it's got to go in the proper order or they don't all fit. And screw this thing down, then I'll have a toilet and I can relax just a wee bit. Alright, get back into here, onward and upward. Okay, before I close this all up, I didn't want you to miss out on any of the fun, so I don't want the bathtub falling through, so I had to pull this one joist out of here to get down here. If I do this, make sure you get a tarp. There's no other way to get in here. So, put my glasses on. So I ran a 2x up next to what was left. That was a 2x6 at one time, but the top's all rotted off, but the bottom 2x4 is hanging in there, so I put another 2x4 next to it. Wouldn't make it difference, put a 2x6 because you can't get up that high. Ran it all the way out to that other joist out there, all the way to the other end of the bathtub. Then I went ahead and put a couple of 2x4 cross members in. So that ain't going anywhere. And that does it for the underside. I believe I can start closing up. Thank God, this is taking a long time. Alright, I think I'm ready to put the floor on this. Just let me say, I am not a licensed contractor, so don't take my advice. Normally the floor joists are on 16 on center. This is a mobile home. These have 24-inch joists in them, and then they're topped with 2 sheets of 3/4 inch particle board. So they got an 1.5 inch on top. I don't believe they have any cross members. I don't ever seen anything. But this is what I ended up with. Nobody's falling through that toilet, and now the bathtub's not going to fall through either. And just started to try to get this so I could use the bathroom, put a toilet on it, and it's just snowballed from there. Everything was so bad, unlevel, unsupported. So anyway, this is what I got. Using pressure treated lumber almost exclusively. I actually use hangers on some of these. The rest of them I just toenailed as in, but 3-inch drywall screws, exterior drywall screws through the sides of them. Tried 3 per end. Far better than the Prime Guard Phillips heads that I'm using. I discovered too late, because I'd already bought a 5-pound box of those. That far better than that is to use the T25 little star headed construction screws, especially if you're using a The impact gun. This impact gun is great. This hammer drill. This guy here. These things were fantastic. Unfortunately, that they overrun that Phillips tip on it, whereas that star bit, it'll grab that, and you don't have to push so hard because this thing will bounce right off there. It's a real pain in the butt. It sounds terrible, and it tears up your bits and everything. Anyhow, so I'm getting ready to put some heavy-duty liquid nails down on this stuff and screw it down. I always pre-drill my holes. I just happen to have boxes of 1 5/8 prime guard, so that's what I'm going to use to put the decking down. And then I'm going to come in there and finish something in there. I'll put another piece of 3/4 inch plywood along that edge there, and then worry about up on there later. But mainly I got to get this done. Get the floor in here. Get this usable. The spacing is kind of weird. Now here, some of the boards were already used. I'm using them again, so I end up putting a floor joist at the end where it gapped into it, and then a little piece on the other side, and with the cutouts so that it fits around everything nice and tight. Here I added another floor joist because this is basically, I'm an outdoor guy, so I'll be walking like this to get outside, and now it's got a support on the outside. I'll get this deck rebuilt. But these little spots over here, it's 3/4 inch plywood, it won't be given, and the washer and dryer is going to go right there. So I want to get a little extra support in there. The AC ducting's crap, and the AC system doesn't work, so I'm getting that out of the way where I can. That's about it, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and glue and screw this thing, and that's one big first problem over. Almost. Alright. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, what I said about the puzzle, absolutely. This thing has to go together in a very particular manner. Since I have cutouts and everything, the cutout pieces have got to go in. This one will have to go in, and then that center piece has to go in because it's got to go in up and around the corner so that it'll fit around the water line and up in there, and then that one goes in at the end because it goes up under there. This one's no big deal. That little one goes in first, and then that piece goes in, and that should be it. Alright, just a kind of a quick update. It's July 27th, Wednesday. I still got to pull the carpet out of this. My blower fan's going to fall apart. After going through all this floor work, got the toilet mounted. Still doesn't work. Still bubbles up into the bathtub. Bathtub is split, so I can't use that shower thing. I still got to finish that. So I figured, okay, well the other one, as far as I knew, the other bathtub worked. Put some walkway lumber down here to keep it falling through the floor. Still got to deal with that. We got holes in here. It's a pretty big trailer, huh? Walk in here, and this floor drops down. It's like, I don't know, 3/8 plywood or something. So I ended up, this is temporary here, I ended up rebuilding this floor, this toilet in. This toilet doesn't work very well either, but they're 50 years old, so I was cleaning the toilet in here, and water started running out down here, and it's like, what the heck? And I'm thinking, well, no. I thought this was maybe a roof leak. No, there's water down here. Turns out it was leaking from this pipe. Little fitting I'd never seen before. It's got a freewheeling nut on it that's on the back of the shower. And it had this little thing at the top. Stand by a second. Which, where is it? It was on the shower fitting. I thought it screwed onto it, but I'm trying to know where the heck it is now. But it was basically pressed on. It's got a seal and it's wedged on or whatever, so I just ripped that apart and figured out, oh gee, why is it leaking? While the wall was there, I reached up and it was dripping down the thing there, and well, look at this. And they put this together. They didn't glue any of the pipes together. The whole thing was leaking for who knows how long this was going on. I I had to go in there and buy another fitting for that and put me a nice little PVC. I had to change that shower head, and I'm about to fire that up here sometime today to see, make sure it doesn't leak, and I'll get a shower out of this. I gotta finish up and pull all the stuff out of here, clean it up. I gotta move in. So that's where we are right now. It's just taking a ridiculous length of time.